when growing peppers, it's pretty easy. Now, you want to keep in mind a couple of things here. Peppers are a tropical plant. They like warm soil, but they don't like excessive heat, like above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They kind of shut down until the temperatures cool back down, and then they'll start producing again. What we have here is on the high end of the garden, we've got a bed here ready to, that's been worked with a garden fork, a hard tine garden fork. Went in there, removed the weed roots, just like that, because weeds will propagate from cuttings of roots. So if you go and till, that may be causing you having a lot of weeds. And we don't disturb or kill as many earthworms with a garden fork. So we can get 18 pepper plants in here approximately. We're going to do side by side about every 12 inches. So we've got a variety of different varieties of peppers, somewhere around 8, 16, 17, 18 varieties of peppers, all mild. We're not big fans of hot peppers. So one thing you want to be cautious of, until you actually harvest your pepper, you won't be able to identify a jalapeno pepper start from a California Wonder pepper until you start seeing it developed on the vine. Now, the other thing, Hungarian sweet peppers and Hungarian hot peppers are identical until you actually bite into them. So know what you're planting or know what you're harvesting, then that'll save a lot of problems down the road if you're not into hot stuff and you're trying to grow it for somebody else or vice versa. So all these are mild, so we don't have to worry about it. These are big peppers, little peppers, short peppers, fat peppers. We got a whole mess of different varieties, sweet and extra sweet type of peppers. So all we need to do here, work the soil. We got sustained fertilizer, and we got some Epsom salt. Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. It's going to help allow the plant to green up better, add more vegetation, healthier plant. I did top some of these. Here's a perfect example. This is a chocolate beauty. I'll pull this out of the root maker. You can see very nice roots developed, no wraparound like a traditional pot has, because we were growing in the root maker, which is air pruned. The roots, I did top this plant. We did have some problems with aphids in the grow room, but we were able to fight that with soapy water and applicational spray and removing toxic, really bad leaves. And these have been hardened off correctly. This will begin to put, and we can see right there, more leaf structure on where those nodes were at, where those previous limbs were coming out of. So all we want to do here is find my trowel, all right? And this is a little chunkier, a little clay chunks in the soil more than what I'm happy with. But you see as they break apart, as it rains, this will knock these apart a little bit more. But it's a certain time of year where I've got to get in there and plant these. I can't wait another 2 or 3 weeks for the soil to dry the way I want it to. I've got to get these in the ground, and that's where we're at. So full sun is what you want. We will hook an irrigation system up at the time that's needed. All right, just dig a hole. You're not going to plant these any deeper than what they were in the tray. You may see from soil level up the stalk, maybe a 1/4 or a 1/2 inch deeper, you may see some root development. But if you plant it all the way deep like that, like you would a traditional tomato plant, you're going to suffocate the plant. It's going to rot and it's not going to work well. So I've got the hole dug. I'm just going to add a couple tablespoons Epsom salt, not tonnage, just to help the plant. Correct amount of sustained fertilizer. And I will work this in. I don't really want a solid contact with the roots and the fertilizer. Just better that it works the fertilizer or picks up the fertilizer as it's needed. And we plant, and then we can come back with straw, dry weed seed, chemical-free dry grass clippings, or if you have shredded leaves, to do that. So we're going to get these all planted, and I'll show you what it looks like when we get
Okay,
complete.
so I got them all planted. We actually have 4, 8, 12, 16, 22 in this bed instead of the 18 I was planning on, or I did the math wrong, but we got 22 in this bed. Now, as you can see, they seem to be a little on the tight side, which they are.
we intense plant, and that means planting things tighter than what is recommended. There's benefits and there's disadvantages to this particular planting method. Space-wise, we're about a foot apart. That's what we did in a bed last year, a couple beds over. We actually had them a little tighter, 9 inches to 12 inches apart. Did phenomenal. This here, we're a little tighter together than we were over in the bed a year ago. We're about a foot apart. Over there in that bed last year, we were about 15 to 18 inches apart, but this should be just fine. And the goal is, we got good loose soil, we've added good nutrients, we've worked the soil, removed the roots, they're happy plants, we've added fertilizer, and we're watering in, and we'll mulch. And the goal is to have just literally a hedge or a shrubbery of pepper plants that's producing heavy. So peppers are very easy to grow once you know how to do it.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.